Okay, Brad McConnell back from Eastern Iowa Community Colleges. We're going to do another short little video here. Again, partially funded by the National Science Foundation. And so we're looking at the control panel of the Lulzbot Taz 6. And I can drive everything for the computer, for the printer right here by manually by the control panel. We'll do another lecture doing the very same thing from the computer, my laptop, shortly here. But for now, we're going to drive everything from the control panel here manually. So if I push in on this little control button, you'll see that I get a bunch of different options. One of them is movement for the print head. The other one is temperature to control the temperature of the hot end, the configuration that I'm using, changing filament. And if we keep going, we can go, there's one about the printer. It'll give me licensing information and build dates and that type of thing. Right now, it says no SD card inserted. We'll get into that shortly here in another short video. And that's the end of it. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to get a little bit of movement from this. And so I'll push in and then scroll down to where it says move axis. And then I want to move in the Z axis. So I'll scroll down to move Z, press in, and I'll move 10 millimeters at a time. So I'll press that in. So I want to move down a little bit. So I'll go one notch and you'll see that my print head is moving down 10 millimeters. One more notch on the control wheel and it moves 10 more millimeters. Now what I want to do is I'm going to press the enter button or this control button and then go where it says move axis, press again, and then movement, press again. And then I want to go to the main, so I'll press one more time to the main screen. So what I want to do is change my filament. So I'm going to scroll down until I get to the change filament option. And I'm going to press that in. And we'll preheat PLA, because that's what I've got in there. And it needs to get it warm enough that it can pull out of, this is not hot right now, otherwise you wouldn't want to do this. Very unsafe, but it wants to heat the hot end until it's hot enough that it can just pull the filament out without leaving a chunk of it in here that would clog it up. So it would timed out on me, so I'll just press back and do a change filament again, preheat PLA, press that, and it says, okay, any print is paused, wait for the start of the filament change. So you'll see that the nozzle extrude 1 here, right here, is going to preheat to 200 degrees. And you also see that my hot end or my Z-axis is dropping down. So once it gets close to that 200 degree mark, it's going to go ahead and start turning this gear and pulling the filament out. And again, it'll be warm enough that it won't leave any broken chunks in there, which can create a problem. And then we do what we call a force feed, and we just have to take a short piece of filament and drive down manually. But this is the best way to do this filament change right here. So you'll see that it's getting, again, extruder 1 is up about the 115 mark right now. And it's going to continue moving up. And so over here is the filament that I want to put on there, and you'll see one of the reasons I don't like this arm mechanism. So here's the filament I want to put on. It is also PLA, but it's not glow in the dark. It's just a neutral tan color. So okay, extrude 1 is reaching about 160. Just a little bit longer to go. It's positioning itself so that once it gets warm enough, it can purge this material out. And again, this is about 180 degrees C right now. It will be 200 C. So you don't want to touch that hot end. You'll see that I've got leather gloves over here if I need to get close to the hot end. You also see I have some metal tools here. You want to keep those away from any of the electronics, basically away from anything. So now you'll see under here is starting to purge material out, so it knows that it's free, and now it's pulling that material out of the actual hot end. It's moving the material up. So right now I can just reach in. I should be able to reach in and pull that out. You'll see that there's a little bit of material left from where it was down here. I didn't want to break that off, so that worked out real well. Roll that back up for now. Take the rod away. And now I can just grab the material I do want to feed. Put it down in my A-frame. And I'm going to take my pliers, and some people do this and some people don't. I'm going to try to cut this off at about a 45 degree, and it's kind of hard to do with this filament since it's so stiff. So now I want to put this filament into that little feed hole right there. And then I'm going to hold on to that and gently press down. And it's going to automatically start feeding that material in. And I can feel it is. And soon it's going to purge more material out down in here to make sure that I get rid of any material that was still left in the hot end. It might be a different material or a different color, so I need to purge all that out. This material I'll just hang right back up on here for a while and then put it into a plastic bag. So I haven't got any material purging out yet. It'll purge out right down in here. And again, I'm fluctuating between 199 and 200, which is basically the print temperature for PLA. So I didn't get any material out, and it's saying end filament change or purge more. So I'm going to scroll down to purge more and press the button. And I should start to see some filament coming out here pretty quick. There we go. I can see filament coming out, purging out anything that was left in there. So I can select end filament change. And my printer's going to go back down, and it's got itself ready to go. And that's an easy way to do a quick filament change manually from the control panel.